Well, I'll repeat what I said at the start of the last episode. We are not getting much luck with our Champions League draws. We are back for the second leg of our last 16 tie today, just 48 hours after another big domestic clash. And on this occasion, we're still in the tie just about, but it's the small matter of Barcelona, where we've got to overturn a deficit. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 177 of this Build a Nation story, Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. We are back today to face Barcelona in the second leg of the last 16. We go away from home for the second leg after a narrow defeat at Windsor Park, but before that, we've also had to squeeze two games in the middle, the first of which we've won already, and the second we'll play today. The reason, well, Glentoran have got a chance of shocking the odds. They could pip Lant a fourth, with Coleraine looking like they're nicking third off them. So if you're looking forward to seeing how they get on, as Lans still have European football to focus on too, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. In addition to that, we've just had our latest youth intake through, and if you're hoping for a blaze of glory to finish the save on that front, well, you're not going to get it. It's as simple as that. So let's start by having a look at the schedule and how we've been getting on in recent weeks, because you were with me for the shock defeat of Bayern. A little bit of a tasty note to the side of that. We lost out on Pettersen, that Norwegian wonder kid from Vålerenga, to them. They didn't register him for the Champions League squad. That's how good they are. And we then beat them 4-1 on aggregate, which I loved. We then won the League Cup final against Larne. We beat Queen of the South in the semis of the SPFL. We did lose 1-0 at home to Barcelona in a pretty even game overall. But we beat Coleraine 6-0 in the Irish Cup and won our other three league games without conceding. That means today we have got a run of 5 games in 11 days. 2 of them are 48 hours either side of Barcelona, and then 2 next week are catch-up games, which we should win at home. We've also got a cup final in the SPFL Trust Trophy, but those fixtures are all in the middle of an international break, so I really don't know what to expect. I'm going to very quickly show you the group we've got with Northern Ireland, because it will be the last international tournament we try and qualify for. And despite our relative Euro success, we've not done much on the World Cup front. England and the Czech Republic are not a particularly friendly draw. The Czechs are the strongest side in pot 3, but North Macedonia, Kazakhstan and San Marino should very much be 6 victories out of 10. So we'll see how we get on with those ones and whether the Czech Republic can be shocked by any of those 3. But for now, we have got to focus on Lisburn Distillery. I'll talk to you very quickly about the youth intake, because there was one player who was okay without being particularly spectacular, and the intake came in on about Thursday last week. Let's have a look at it. Here we go. It's very poor overall. It's the worst we've had in some years, but there is one decent player out of it. Probably not good enough for our level, but Lewis McFall is determined, he's naturally fit, and he is a good enough striker. So at domestic level, I'm sure he'll come through and benefit someone in the nation. And that news was also followed by the fact that Friday's game was our 1100th in charge of Distillery, which is not a bad record at all. So we approached the 19-year marks in style, but will we be joined by someone else in the nation again? Because Larne, who have won a European trophy already in this save alongside Linfield, are still going in the Conference League. They beat Gardens with a 4-1 second leg win after that hammering in the last episode. And then they edged past Hajduk Split, a 0-0 draw at home, and a 2-1 win away from home. They now get to the quarter-final stage. You look at the sides that have got through. Yes, there are a couple of really tricky ones, particularly Everton and Eintracht Frankfurt. But you look at the likes of Lask and Mulder and AEK, with respect to them, they should be competitive at that level. And given what's happening with the coefficient at the minute, it would be much appreciated if they could get a Greek side and beat them. For now, though, we're going to focus on our fixtures, because this is sort of the warm-up event. We're not expecting to get a result against Barca. We've got to give ourselves the best chance. And that means today, everyone we plan to feature in midweek will be rested. If it means we lose our unbeaten record, so be it. The league has been poor this year. We're going to win it at a canter. This is what we've gone for. We have got everybody from our first 11 out. A few players that are just behind that. So the likes of Azier, Bayervank, they miss out as well. I am starting Houston, but he'll probably only do 45 minutes. And that's sort of going to be the mix here. The only first teamer who's in the 11 is Balikci, because he is suspended for the second leg against Barca. That's rather annoying in itself. But I'm looking at 45 minutes for, say, Paleka and Scully off the bench, Bayavang probably as well, and then the likes of Houston and maybe Zheng can get a little rest at that point too. Rodriguez, the man we couldn't register, so we don't have to worry about him. And at the back, with Freeman, we don't need to worry so much because Rivera is going to play right wing back. Gavin Reid is covering on the left today, with John McDade even getting a running goal. I think it's just his second league game of the season. Thompson and Kidd are the centre halves, Harris and Houston the midfield too, and then Merivale, Austin and Zheng out wide, with Balikci behind Rodriguez up front. It's a strong squad, it's as good as it can be for this game, so let's see if we can get a result. Well, 6 changes from the Glentoran side that we played against on Friday night. Daryl Power is a starter in our international team. He is in there at the moment. We're actually playing our new European tactic with Northern Ireland, and we've been doing it for a little while now, just with slightly more shorter passing because we've not quite got the legs in midfield. But this is a very decent Glentoran team. They're established in that top 5 again now. So let's go and get through to the first half. They've fallen out of Europe, but they've gone on a run. So let's see tonight what they can produce as they try to end our long unbeaten run in domestic football. Well, 10 minutes on the clock. We've got a free kick at a very nice angle, but he doesn't go for the shot. Does Zheng, or was it Rodriguez who took it? Ademir picks it up on the rebound, chips it over towards Rodriguez, who I think did take it. Back to Gavin Reid, who's already on a yellow from left back. Do not let this be the game of the curse. As Freeman goes back to Owen Kidd. Not often in the side these days. I should mention as well, as that ball goes through, don't know why we saw it, that vanish spray really did vanish quickly, didn't it? I should mention as well, loads of players have signed new contracts. So Declan Hendry for 4 years. He's among 3, 4 or 5 other players that have done the same. I think Cameron Thompson is another one who's in that book. So we're definitely planning for the long term here as Rodriguez puts us one up. And Gavin Reid, not ideal covering at left back, but he sets that up with a good through ball. So we're definitely planning for the future. If you take over this save at the end of FM23, I'm not going to leave you with a squad that's falling apart or in tatters a year later. This is a side that is going to keep getting better as Rodriguez nicks it again. So unfortunate we couldn't put him in the Champions League squad. He would have started on Tuesday or Wednesday night, whatever day it is, especially with Balikci suspended. But it's not to be as Kay delivers that one and Glentoran are able to stay at 1-0. They're playing for the quick counter-attacks downfield. They've got the 2 up front in McKinney and Power. But they're not really able to give us a threat at the minute. Although that pass from Freeman's poor and Thompson bails him out. Harris finds Balikci. Harris again. Gets down the right-hand side. I still really would like to sign him permanently. He's had a cracking season for us. Finds Merivale Austin. Good chip into Rodriguez, who can't quite win it. So away as far as Houston, who goes wide to Reid. Playing really well at left-back so far. Houston again goes back to Owen Kidd. I mean, it's so dominant when we're at our best. We've struggled a bit for goals recently. We're still playing very well. And Reid's got the chance to cross this. From the left, it's a good ball in. Merivale Austin's up. And he heads it just wide of the post. His role in the team is dwindling. He doesn't even play for the backup team some weeks. But for now, he is still a threat in front of goal. And with 20 gone, it remains 1-0. As we've got a free kick again from the left-hand side. Headed away as far as the edge of the box. Houston brings it down for Balikci. Rodriguez chips it in for Zheng. And he's at the outside of the post. It was a great chance to score. But they're clinging on here, Glentoran. They've not had a shot on our goal, but they've got their first foray forward here with 28 gone. Dewhurst gets it at left back. Chance to carry it forward. Mills finds Varney. And they're forced backwards, but a big ball over the top. It only takes one to cause a threat. As McDade comes, it's a dodgy pass out. Gavin Reid deals with it. As Zheng on the left-hand side here. We really need that chance just to double our lead and move into this game. But Power is going to nick the ball back. We know how good he is. He gets it on the right. Well dealt with by Zheng. Still falls for Collins though. And Glentoran Build again. Big chip over the top. Owen Kidd can deal with it. Bit of a scrappy long high like this. And we didn't need to see it. As Owen Kidd carries the ball forward for us. It's over halfway to Rodriguez. Through ball to Ademir Balikci. Should score. And does score. Just enough to get it over the goalkeeper. It's 2-0 Lisburn Distillery. And barring another red card curse, as we saw a couple of episodes ago, it should now be game over. And just 3 minutes later, it's Kay with a big kick forward for Glentoran, only as far as Freeman. Not sure why Glentoran have got their pitch so big actually, as Ademir looks for Rodriguez. Great touch, great turn, good save by the goalkeeper. Really good football there. The Uruguayan looks sensational. He's scoring at a goal a game since he's been here. He's really good in terms of movement, got quick speed of feet as well. Really like what he's done so far. Not the biggest threat in the air, but certainly on the deck, he's more than we've had before. As Kay's got the ball at the back for Glentoran. Big long kick, but again, they're committing no one forward. McDade strolls out to collect it. He's another that signed a new deal as the backup keeper. Bayavang on that list as well. Harris has given it away, and we might have defending to do here. Chambers finds Power, who's picked up a knock. Big worry with the international window 10 days away. Doesn't seem to be hindering him too much there, as McDade is forced into a very good save. We had a little bit of a warning sign on that occasion. We still lead by 2-0. As Kay goes for the big ball over the top again. Harris this time deals with it and keeps possession. Over halfway he goes, but turns back for Thompson. He finds Freeman, his international teammate. Into the opposition half. Big switch to Zheng. Space for him out wide. He's got the chance to cross. Cuts it back poorly towards Reed. And Varney should bring it away. The clearance is only as far as Halston though, and Harris can pick it up. Has options with all 4 attacking players in front of him. It's forced backwards. Inside he goes. No one can keep up with him. Brilliant save as far as Rodriguez. And he keeps it in on the left, but can't keep it alive. The attack is cleared. And it's out for a Distillery throw. 5 to the break. It's been a brilliant performance. But it's still only 2-0. Now at half time, we've got to think about changes because there's only 48 hours till Barca. And anyone who might feature in that game probably needs half a game off here. So the first change is a pretty simple one. The only one of the front 4 who are realistically going to feature in midweek is Maraval Austin. So he's someone who's got to be rested. I'm going to bring Mark Scully on up front for him, who just hasn't been able to stay fit this year. It's been one of those seasons. He'll switch sides with Rodriguez and Zheng will go to the right. Halston, we need fit for midweek. I'm going to bring Bayavang on there. He'll switch sides with Bo Harris. In an ideal world, Freeman and Thompson are the men I like to give a rest, but I'm a bit worried about the fitness of the 2 wing-backs. So Timofeyev, he has played 156 minutes, but he's great in terms of natural fitness. So I'm going to put Azier on centre-half for Thompson. In fact, I won't do that one just yet. I'll bring Timofeyev on, I think. Who's the fitter of the 2? For Azier, he's got the low match load as well. I'm going to go for Timofeyev at half-time. Freeman off. Gavin Reed to right back. Timofeyev on the left. And then we can bring on Azier a little bit later. We'll probably rest Zheng as well, who is available for midweek if need be. As it's a free kick for Glentoran, chipped out from the back. Just a couple of minutes gone in the second half. Having to be careful here, wanting to avoid red cards or drama. It's a big ball over the top and Gavin Reed is chasing. He manages to get there first, back in his natural habitat now. Out to Zheng, who has moved away from his. Ademir Balikci, gutted to miss out on Wednesday, but doing a great job here. Releases Zheng. And inside there are options, but he just held on for too long. He's managed to win it back though. He's been persistent, if nothing else. Zheng to the byline, cross towards Scully. Would have been a nice moment for him. Bell gets it away as far as Collins on the right. It's downfield to McKinney up front. He's going to take on 4 or 5 of them. But Harris is there in a flash. Now Timofeyev can bring it clear. Has support down the line. Finds Ademir Balikci. Bayavang in the sub. Instant impact. Balikci sets it up. It's 3-0. It's game over. We'll give it 10 minutes and we'll make the other 2 subs. But this game, been a really professional performance. Right, an hour on the clock, so let's look after people we might need. Thompson will be our first choice backup on Wednesday, so Azier on for him as centre-half. And then I'm also going to bring off either Harris or Zheng. I feel Harris is more likely to be needed in the week, so I'm going to bring on Paleka for him. He will go on there. We'll drop Balikci in as a deep line playmaker, which for the purpose of half a game he can do. Rodriguez will go number 10, Paleka out to the left. In fact, we can switch Paleka and Zheng back. Because we're not playing with wingers in the European games, it's just about who plays up front. It'll either be a Maraval Austin or a Paleka playing alongside Declan Henry this week. And without Rodriguez available, I'm not sure who it'll be. But hopefully everyone will be well rested. There's 10 minutes left to go. And this has been really comfortable. Ademir hits the woodwork. Scully on the rebound. Oh, he just can't score. I don't actually know when his last goal is. He's not started a game for months because he's really struggling physically. And he has been overtaken while he's been out. The likes of Rodriguez coming in, just too good. But I do feel a bit for him. He's an absolute legend. A bit like Morgan Griffiths when he went earlier in the year. You just feel for these lads because the loyalty is there. They've been loyal to you. You want to be loyal back. But he's definitely coming towards the end. As McKinney gets in, the clean sheet is gone. I'm not thrilled about that. But Owen Kidd done on the turn. He is a Glentoran level player who is here to fill the quotas. For now though, it will be a comfortable win, which is all I could ask given the circumstances. A few players definitely tired, but most of them will not be near the squad in midweek. Let's go and get through to it via one more highlight by the looks. I thought we were about to get full time. Don't get sent off, Gavin. Reed does really well. Relegated to third choice in the new tactic, but doing well here. He's also signed a new deal. As Owen Kidd gets the ball at the back, plays a 1-2 with him. I hope this leads to something. After delaying the full-time whistle, Paleka gets in, back to Rodriguez. It certainly does. Nena Paleka assist. Rodriguez, 11 goals. He's only joined just over 2 months ago. He doesn't know the language. He's never played in Europe. I mean, it's some effort from the kid. A brilliant victory away at Glentoran. And now it all comes down to 48 hours time. Against Barcelona, away at the Nou Camp. Can we produce the miracle to reach a first ever Champions League quarter-final? Back in a minute to find out. Well, here we go then. After a long 48 hours, we are back for the Barcelona game. I've had to pick an international squad today, but more importantly, there is Champions League history on the horizon. We've got to overturn a 1-0 deficit to make it. We won 3-0 at Bayern Munich, and we go and shock Barca too. They've still got Xavi in charge. They've got a number of players worth more than 100 million and on multiple 100,000 a week. But we have got an opportunity with our all-change tactic to get revenge against Barca. It was last year we lost narrowly to them in both legs. I think a stage before this one, they've improved to make the top 8 of the Champions League. And now in the last 16, we've got to get past them. Let's go and change to our 5-3-2 and pick our 11 for today's game. Well, here we are, and I've just about managed to squeeze 12 subs onto the bench, albeit a couple of them are shattered. But even in this team selection, I'm having to think about domestic football because Houston has reached his yellow card limit for domestic action. So instead of Schweb in the holding role and Azier at left centre half, I'm going for Houston in the holding role and Schweb back into defence. The rest of the 11 won't shock you, just Paleka in for the suspended Bilicci up front. Our 11 in full for this game is Ekon in goal, Puric, O'Donnell and Schweb the back three, Rivera and Timofeyev the wing backs, Houston, Montero and Sinter the midfield three, with Paleka and Hendry up front. Let's go and get into it. It's Barcelona Distillery. We're 1-0 down on aggregate, but away from home, this tactic worked really well last time. Let's hope it can do the same at another giant club. Well, one change for Barcelona, a very strong side and loads of players with tons of talent. The skipper Bar is world class, Carter an English superstar, Marinov brilliant up front and Fabinho brilliant at the back. Kolic on the bench scored their winner last time. He's getting on a bit now, but he's a superstar. So let's just get through the dressing room. Ask the lads to do their best. We've got most of them motivated. So let's get through the music and the tunnel interview and into the first half highlights. This is the night we could make history. Well, 8 minutes on the clock and we're back with a Barca corner. If we concede from this, it's virtually tie over already. As Bar gets into the box, do not be a penalty or a red card curse, As Kolic cuts it back to the edge again, flicked on and Ekon saves. Nick Carter almost got the second of the tie and almost put it out of sight, though Ekon can clear. Hendry's up and it falls for Timofeyev. I have given Scully a bit of a kick up the backside. He's not scored this calendar year, largely due to injury, as Timofeyev crosses for Paleka. We'll come back to that in a minute. It's working away from home again. Paleka's only in because of suspension, but that's what these wing-backs do at this level. It's such a difference in style away in Europe. Timofeyev flies down the left. He's got the security of cover from Schweb, and Paleka in the middle with Hendry gives the defender something to think about. Back to Scully, I might throw him on as the target man later, just because he's so big in the air, would allow us to have 2 6-footers up there. But the way Paleka's playing at the minute, he will be the last candidate to come off. What a start from him. And with a quarter of the game gone, it's 1-1, and it should really be Distillery ahead on aggregate. As Xavier puts the corner in, Hendry loses the aerial duel. Schweb knocks it back though, and we keep it alive. At the moment, we look the more likely. But this is Barcelona. It can change very quickly. 1-1 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. And we are closer than we have ever been before to a last 8 game in the Champions League. The dream is almost a reality. This is a real opportunity. At half-time, the score remains the same. The performance is remarkable. And yes, we've got 3 or 4 wonder kids in our squad now. We've got 2 or 3 world-class players, and we've got a full team of Premier League quality players. But this is still Barcelona. This is still a club that financially has got players on ridiculous sums that are world-class Ballon d'Or winners. But we've got the European Golden Boy, albeit he's suspended today, and plenty of other talent in the locker room as Ekon, with a chance to go downfield. Plays it out to Puric. He looks over the top. He knows there's those 2 up there. Montero knocks it down for Paleka. He's released Hendry, who gets it under control. Declan Hendry's 1-on-1. Declan Hendry scores. Barcelona 0, Distillery 2. And as it stands, we are going to the last 8 of the Champions League. We are ahead on aggregate in the last 16 tie, which I don't think has happened yet in this save. Oh, Barca are on the attack, but we could be witnessing history. The through ball is intercepted by Timofeyev. Houston, what are you doing there? O'Donnell clears long via Ekon, and up goes Hendry again. Paleka nicks it back. We've been so good with that front 4. Houston finds Montero. Up to Paleka. Hendry's making a run, but it's back to O'Donnell. Xavier looks through. Paleka to Hendry. This has got to be it. Declan Hendry. Oh, great save. Oh, it's unbelievable to watch. I love this tactic. And in Europe, it's definitely the go-to now. We are carving Barcelona open at will. And I think because we play domestically in a completely different way, teams maybe haven't been expecting it. It's only the 4th time we've used it. As Bar puts a free kick in, Sinter heads away. I'm just waiting for the red card curse. I'm trying not to get too excited. Bar goes back. Oh, there was a flying challenge. Jeez. Not now, Montero. Not now. Back to Kojic again. Big chip over the top. Bar's in. He's a world-class player. And that's a world-class finish. 2-2 on aggregate. Barca weren't going to go down without a fight. Why are there so many ginger-haired people in the crowd? Just as a genuine side note. I'm not sure the Catalan area is known for being 50% ginger, but I'm getting distracted by things now. We've got a few tie legs out there. We've got a few poorer performers. Let's get some changes on. I'm going to go Matthew Freeman at right wing back. I'm going to take Montero off for Bayavang. Harris on for Sinter. They will be the 2 in midfield as such. I'm also going to take Houston off for Azier. Or am I? Not yet. We're going to leave it at 3 for now. I do want to get Scully on. I just feel this game would suit him. But at the minute, we're getting in behind really well. As Pafgem throws to Maybury. If Barca score, my hand will be forced. Into the box they go. Cut back to Pafgem. They're definitely getting stronger here. In they go. It's going to be a foul. No. But it's into Bar and it's 3-2 on aggregate. And hearts are being broken. I've got to go for it now. I know he's had a brilliant game, but Paleka second half has not been as involved. Hendry will switch to that side where he's better. Scully is on as the target man. One last dance for him in Europe. And then in a holding role, we'll put Schweb up there. And we'll bring on Azier left centre-half. Nervous, but a better defender. And tonight we're going to need that. We've got 15 minutes plus stoppages to go. The dream is being pushed away from us. We are 2-2 on the night. 3-2 down on aggregate. And we've blown a 2-goal lead. Let's encourage the lads. But it's a Barca corner and they're dominating now. Header just wide of the post. It should have been game over. Whatever changes they've made have really worked. But at the end of the day, they've just got this man who is absolutely world class. He's on 450 grand a week. He's a Spanish international. And with 5 minutes of stoppage time to go, we're throwing everything at them. We've gone attacking. We've demanded more from the lads. But we go out and that is cruel. Without doubt, the closest we've come to one of the best sides in the world. But we fall out of the last 16 again, and that is the long and short of it. We now need Lan to go on a run and save the coefficient, because we might fall out of the top 10 this year. But great effort from Lisburn Distillery. We were there for a while, but it's not to be. We've got one more wonder kid coming this summer. Belicci will be back for next year as well. With this tactic now the certainty for next season in Europe, I'm going to look to bring in a top holding midfielder too. And with that, I feel we can compete because the rest of these lads, they're still young and they're only going to get better. A disappointing and frustrating night in Europe, but my word, did we give Barca a game. Well, that heartbreak in Europe means the end of this week will be the end of the season in this save. We're going to get tomorrow's episode as the final games and review what we want to do this summer. And then it will be one final push next season before the FM24 beta. Of course, we will have a look at carrying over the save and a few years in the future too. and I'll make it available for you guys. But I want one more go at this, and I really feel we're not that far away. Hopefully you agree. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that performance. It was so close to being history. And actually, looking at the last two ties, maybe it's not finding a way at home that has ended up being costly. If you want to stay up to date and find out how it goes, and you did enjoy this one though, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know, can we do something special in Europe next year? Or is this going to be the limit of this save? Lana and Linfield have both won the Conference League. Of course, we could go and easily do that. But we want to push for Champions League glory. And at a minimum, I want a quarter-final next year. If you want to stay up to date and find out if we get it, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back to try and get 5 trophies on the board tomorrow. And hopefully agree some more summer transfers. After that, we'll have some more FM24 related stuff at the weekend with save ideas and other related content. You can find those up in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and so much more. The link to pre-order FM24 is down in the description below. But thank you very much for watching as always. Your support is greatly appreciated. We'll cross our fingers for another La miracle. But otherwise, we've got just one more chance to do this.